being good at something can actually be the thing that stops us becoming great at something. Now, what on earth am I talking about? I'll explain all in this video. I'm Katie Price, grade transformation expert, and as a student, I was definitely in that good category pretty much across the board. I got mostly A's and B's in most of my subjects, not without a lot of hard work though. I was decent at sport, always made it into the B teams for the sports that I played, and sometimes I got a shot in the A teams. I was the one who sort of got bumped up if an A team player was away one day. And socially, I'd be the odd vice captain of something on the odd occasion. So generally good, never terrible, but never great. Mostly I blended in and I was totally okay with all of that. Now if this is anything like your teen, or if they're kind of just cruising and staying happily in that comfort zone right now, then this message is definitely for you. Because being good and being comfortable with it is certainly no bad thing. However, what I've noticed only once I've gotten older and experienced moments of growth and brilliance as well as moments of struggle and challenge is that being good or being comfortable can stop us from pushing ourselves and therefore prevents us from becoming great. It means we're not going to work that much harder, or we therefore don't discover how brilliant we could be and how awesome some things could be. Now, this isn't any major revelation I'm sharing with you here. There are plenty of coaches, authors, and well, really anyone who teaches human behavior or psychology. They've all clearly laid this out for years, but it's something I've been hearing about more and more from parents. And like I said earlier, it's something that can definitely relate to, for me in my own life, and decisions that I've made and for others around me. Now, cruising kind of just means that we're not pushing ourselves. And I certainly wouldn't say that I was cruising back then as a student, but I didn't really realize how much I could push myself until I got my first ever D in a maths exam. It was in A-level maths, equivalent of maths methods or advanced mathematics, depending on what state you're in over here. And that level was certainly a big jump from the GCSE maths that I'd gotten A's in previously. And of course that D grade freaked me out. So I started going to all the extra lunchtime tutorials, did extra practice questions for homework, basically leveled up my study kind of across the board, because I was also concerned that that could then start to happen in my other subjects too. So I pushed myself harder than I ever had before because suddenly I was uncomfortable. And you may well have seen this in other aspects of your own or your teen's life. It takes something sometimes that makes us uncomfortable to make us change or take action. And I bet you've had that situation in the car perhaps, where we experience a bit of a hairy moment when we're driving and suddenly we're paying super close attention to every car, every pedestrian, every road sign for the rest of that journey and probably beyond. That dodgy moment made us uncomfortable and made us focus and concentrate a little bit harder right afterwards. Another example, my mum used to be a smoker and had tried giving up heaps of times until her best friend, also a smoker, was diagnosed with terminal lung cancer. Now, 1 week later, my mum had given up smoking and hasn't smoked a cigarette since. Now, what does that tell us? It tells us if a situation isn't good, it forces us to take action, to work harder, or seek help, or do something about it, to become great at whatever will help us in overcoming or avoiding that situation, which is why so many parents come to me or enroll their teen in my 10-week program when they're struggling in some way or with some aspect of their study, and they need to take action to get good or become great at the things that are holding them back. And it's why I get especially excited for those students and those parents who get on board when they're not uncomfortable, when they're actually already doing pretty well, but they're just keen to see how much better they could be, or they know that they could be great rather than good if they had just some of the skills, techniques, and the know-how that I teach. So if your teen's currently a little uncomfortable, facing some challenges perhaps in aspects of their study, assignments, essay writing, exams, note-taking, researching, or just being organized, motivated, and efficient, or they're kind of doing okay, or just kind of cruising, but perhaps they're going good, but you want to see if they can turn that good into great, then drop me an email or check out my 10-week grade transformation program, which is open for enrollment right now. I'll pop links to my email and to the 10WGT, the 10-week program with this video. And until next week, bear this in mind, what's going good, what could be better, and until next week, let's make this a great week.